We are live. We are live. Whoo! Yeah. How you doing today, Miss Abby? Did you get? I know you said you were tired. Did you get some work done, baby?
Yeah, so much work.
So working from home. I mean, do you feel like you get more work or less work done working from home? I know my cousin works from home, and every time I call her, I feel like she ain't doing nothing. But you know, who am I to judge? Who am I to judge?
It depends on what's happening. If people could stop calling me, I could probably get some things done.
I feel like when people know you home, you know what I mean?
Right. My mama called me and she was like having this whole lot. I said, you are aware that I'm supposed to be working right now.
Hey everybody, we got Xavier. Dami is here. Mattress King. Hey you guys. Welcome. It takes a few minutes for y'all's comments to pop up, so that's why I didn't see anybody. Hey, what's up, Tip 54? Okay, we got Abby is here. I'm waiting for ElTeddy, but we just gonna shoot. We're gonna shoot the shoot for a little while till ElTeddy gets in the room. Did he respond to the text?
I don't think so.
No, he didn't. All right. I'll try to give him a call in a second. I know he was talking to DeBay.
Oh.
Hey Shakira. Hey Shawnette. How you guys doing? So so we could go ahead and get this party started. Oh, here he is. He's coming in now.
Okay.
You ready, Teddy? Hit me with a thumbs up. Are you ready? I won't put you on the screen if you ain't ready yet. All right.
Yeah, the baby.
ElTeddy27 in his house. You look
hello, Professor.
Huh?
I said hello.
When what?
How are you? You gotta hear me? You gotta hear me?
I hear you.
Well, how are you?
I'm good.
What the hell?
What?
You got your whiteboard. We're not starting this tonight. I'm not starting this with you.
All I said was hi.
No, it's not you. It's me. You look like Where's Waldo, right? And now
there she go. Now there she go. She got to take her own self out. Look at her. Look at her.
That's what I get. That's what I was getting ready to say, and I started cracking myself up because my principal has a shirt like that, and every time he wears it, I say that to him.
Oh, so that's what we doing today?
No, we not. We not. We are not. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh gosh, I'm sorry.
Let me get me a drink up in me. Y'all forgive me for being late. The babe had me on the phone.
We understand. We understand. It's all gravy. I ain't mad at you. Look, it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm sorry. Just the shirt. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Can I give a public thank you to, because I know a lot of them are in the chat, to all those who
yes, we got some people in the chat. I'm gonna do a roll call in a second. We got people in the chat.
I wanted to give a public thank you to all those who modded for me last night on the gentleman's panel, and I'll do it again tomorrow during my live. But I wanted to say a public shout out to them. What the fuck is going on over here?
What the hell is going on between the sheets and my home? All right, baby, when we make okay.
I'm gonna stop getting up. Somebody really be some disrespectful person. Some disrespectful person put, and I took the comment down, but they put a comment on my channel about when I was on your channel. I don't know if it was last week during the panel or some other time. Said I had on I got on these same sweatpants. They talk about, well, you was giving the people print with your sweatpants when you was on ReallyBTV. I said, you know what? You're reaching. You are reaching. You are.
I mean, people. It's not too far out of the realm of possibility that that's what you were doing. I mean, let's be honest.
I really was not. That really, would not.
No, I believe that you weren't. I'm just saying you can't be mad at people for feeling like you did.
Oh,
you
now if it was my channel, maybe, but I'll do that on other channel.
They called me funny looking. I was called funny looking. I was called ugly. I was called, they was letting me have it on my Basketball Wives review. But anyway, we ain't talking about that show on here. We are talking about All David Makes Man, honey. But we were getting caught up. So last night, if you guys missed it, ElTeddy did host a gentleman's panel over to his channel. It was a good time had by all. If you have not seen it, go catch the replay. A couple of great things went down last night. We had I thought it was a good conversation. I looked at some of the reviews today, and I really thought it was a good conversation. I think most people, if you're gonna look for something to be wrong, you'll find it. But I think most people who went into it with an open mind and enjoyed it. I heard more good than bad. You know what I'm saying? Or more good than critical. I didn't really hear bad. I heard some critical, but I don't feel like I heard people hating just to be hating. I felt like I heard critical. But even the stuff that people were critical about, I felt like, you know what I mean? I gave you my honest critique last night. I don't hold any punches. I know Ebony, we had a conversation last night on the group chat. So I think it was a great conversation, and congratulations to ElTeddy. He hit a milestone last night. He now has 1,000 subscribers. Now we gotta get Ebby to 1,000. I know, we know you don't care about stuff like that, but we care about stuff like that and let me tell you why I care. I care because I think you have great content on your channel. I think you have a good time on your channel. And I feel like the more people that find your channel is the more people that can enjoy your channel. It's not about, I know you don't care about that kind of stuff. You do it because you enjoy doing it. I know you've had thousands of subscribers on your old YouTube channel. I understand that. But for me, as someone who was a fan before they were a friend, I just want to say that I'm happy for you. And I hope that those people that subscribed last night stick around, that they didn't just subscribe just to subscribe, that I hope they stick around and they enjoy the content. Now we got to get Abby. We got to get Abby up to 1,000. What's your number right now, Abby? What are you?
I don't know. Less than 200. Who knows? I don't know. I think it's less than 200. I don't know. I don't pay attention.
Okay. Well, Abby don't pay attention, but we're going to get Abby up because, again, I think Abby has great content. It's great content. You know what I mean? Hell, I barely got, I got 2,900. I just hit 2,900 today, so it ain't that deep. You know what I mean? But again, I think it's a great channel. You know what I mean? I think it's great content. So y'all know what we do on Friday night. We're here to discuss the phenomenon that is David Makes Man. We have our own personal fact checker and David Makes Man super fan in the room, Dami Thomas, who lets us know all things. David Makes Man. He gets us together, honey.
He does.
And lets us know when we got it right. And lets us know when we got it wrong. He's got the behind the scenes tea. He watches all of the after shows and everything. I was looking at an after show this morning when you called me, ElTeddy, but they did an interview with the guy that plays
Star.
The guy that plays Star. After Buzz. I was looking at that, but I didn't.
Buzz every week. And shouts out to After Buzz. They do damn near every show imaginable, but I do watch the After Buzz live that they do every week after the sometimes I'll catch the replays, but I do watch them every week because they usually will have one of the writers or one of the actors or somebody from the show on there. Also, if you check out my review for last week's episode 8, a person came in my comment section and said that they were one of the editors for that episode, and they talked about the fact that they appreciated my review and talked about how they enjoyed doing the cuts for that episode. You can check them out. I'm sure Dami will go and fact check and make sure that person is legit. If you look,
Dami gonna make sure that ain't nobody trolling you. He gonna make sure ain't nobody trolling you.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Vovo to Love. Hey, Cookie.
So yeah,
exactly. Yeah. So and Dami has been, Dami has been out here in these streets, okay? Dami has been out here in these streets, caping for us, okay? Look at Dami. Dami said that Akil is trying to go to a football game.
The boy's name is Achilles. Achilles. Dear God.
Like an Achilles heel? Achilles heel?
Yeah.
I can remember that. Achilles heel. Okay. Well, Dami, I
That's why he won't come on, because you can't even get his name right.
But let's remember, the boy is 16, so going to a football game on a Friday night is more important than talking to us, okay?
Right.
He's 16 years old. I did see him today. He was live on his Instagram. It was today or yesterday. He was speaking to, I don't know if it was his former high school or elementary school, but he was speaking at a school. I don't know if it was his school or not, but he'll make it on, hopefully. Hey, since it's in common, there's an empty seat waiting for him and anyone else from the show or connected to the show who wants to come and have a live conversation with us.
And let me say hey to everybody in the chat. Shondo, hey, everybody in the chat. Because I know I haven't said hey to everybody. I know the people are in the chat. Hey, y'all, what's good? What up, and all of that good stuff.
Okay, it will be rebroadcast. Okay, thanks, Dami. All right, so let's go ahead and let's jump into this. So, you guys, we are down to the next to last episode, and it looks like that finale next week is going to be very explosive. However, let's stick with what we got. We start this episode off with I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was a very brilliant scene that connected, and we all said the same thing sort of in our reviews about it connecting. I said that it reminded me very reminiscent of, if you've ever seen any of the older movies and they show a lynching scene and then they show the burial of the person who was lynched, or a slavery scene where someone is buried on the plantation. That opening scene was very reminiscent of some of the things you would see. The basic pine cone, pine box with no frills, no thrills box. The dancing, even the liturgical dance, and then the interpretive dance. And shouts out to Dami, who had just told us that Dreadlock Kool-Aid Boy is actually a classically trained ballet dancer. I was going to say ballerina, but he's not a ballerina. And you could definitely see in that scene that there was some training there, that he was giving it to us. Felicia Rashad with the narration of the different things with the wailing and all of that. I just felt, and then even the mother screaming for Willie D.
For Willie Earl.
Where's my this is why I have.
I didn't say Willie Earl. I did not call that boy Willie Earl tonight. I did not say Willie Earl, Teddy. I did not say it. I said it. See, but you saw her going down, and then you saw the mother. You saw Gloria coming up, and the picture from Willie. It turned from Willie Derrick to JG. And I mean, baby, now that got me shook. When I saw that, I was like, because again, is that some foreshadowing? You see what I'm saying?
I don't know that is foreshadowing. I felt that there was supposed to be symbolism there, because David faults himself he's starting to fault himself for the death of Willie Derrick, Willie Earl, Willie David, Willie whatever.
Willie Wonka.
Anyway, Willie Wonka. But David blames himself for the death of him. And I think that by JG coming up, he knows that he may ultimately, by him going into the drug life, JG is already a whole ass thug. And
JG is thug.
He's a whole thug. And he knows that by him going into that, and JG looks up to him as father, not just big brother, but as father figure. He may be sending JG down that life, and maybe sending JG to an early grave.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to jump ahead, but when
he touched his grandma, I was done.
When JG pointed at his grandmother and told her she had to fuck up about his father, I said, you a whole thug. And Gloria can't do nothing with you. Gloria can't do nothing with you. Woo! Okay, but we're not gonna get ahead of ourselves. Abby, how you feel about that opening thing? Because I saw your comment when we were in the group chat, and you were like, well, no, that's later on. I'm sorry. Tell me how you felt about that opening scene.
The opening scene. Oh no, sir, I can't talk to you right now. My bad. The opening scene, literally, it kind of broke me a little bit. First of all, I came in late. Let's start there. And it had already switched over to JG. So I didn't see that it was supposed to be for Willie Derrick at first. So when I got there, I was like, oh my God, what happened to JG? Jesus Christ, what did I miss? What happened?
What did I miss?
Right. I'm like, oh my God, what happened to JG? I said, okay, surely they're going to flash back and tell us what happened to JG. But then it morphed back into Willie Derrick. And I was like, oh, okay. But the depiction of how Gloria played a grieving mother falling over her baby's casket and them having to peel her away, that took me because it was literally me.
You lived it, yeah.
I've lived that. I've done that. That was literally me. My mother had to come and get me because I couldn't let go of the casket. It's a lot, but
yeah,
that pretty much broke me, and I had to get myself together to dive into the rest of what happened to the episode. But it was absolutely brilliant. It was very true to life. I've been to funerals where everybody was dressed in white and had airbrush T-shirts with people's stuff on it. All of those things. I've seen the memorials where 50,000 stuffed animals was left to wherever it happened.
Yeah.
So it was shot brilliantly. The dance was gorgeous. Everything. It was spot on. And it kind of broke me a little bit.
And before you go, really, can I say this? I want to add just a little of Miami to it. We have a large Haitian population in Miami. Huge Haitian population. There's probably more Haitians in Miami than there are in Haiti. Anyway, if you've never been to a Haitian funeral, I've been to a couple in my life. And I have never I've never heard the amount of anger, just grief and anger as I've heard at a Haitian funeral. I've gone to the funerals and literally from the time they are walking into the church until they are being carted away home hours later after the gravesite, the mother or sister or aunt is literally screaming. Like you would think that after an hour or so, there would be no more voice and vocal cord. There is this high-pitched Jamie Lee Curtis circa Halloween 1977 screaming top of the lungs. It's gut, and you like it. It's the wailing, and it's non-stop. Like the pastor literally has to try to eulogize, and you have to try to sing over it because it's just that loud and just that blood curdling. And I've never witnessed it before, except for at a Haitian funeral. And I talked to my friends who are Haitian. They said, no, that's how it is at every Haitian funeral that they go to.
Yeah. A couple of things I wanted to say. First of all, Xavier Myers put up a good comment, and I put it up, but I wanted to read it. I think it's symbolic of the death of JG's childhood. Later, he talks about not being afraid of death, and that was how I interpret it. And that's valid because I will get to that where JG is, I ain't afraid of death, blah, blah, blah. Hey, Joyce Simmons. I don't know. I'm thinking that the notifications might not have gone out, but it's all good. You here now. We're not too deep into it. We're good. Something that you brought up in your review where you were asking about the RIP shirts and stuff, and Ebony just kind of touched on it. Yeah, I mean, I had one for my brother's funeral. I've only worn it once, which was the day of his funeral. After the funeral, we put it on, and I wore it home after the funeral, and I have never worn it again. My godbrother, who passed away last November, we have we wore it 4th of July at our big 4th of July cookout, and then I probably would never wear it again. I've had students pass away, and of course, the whole school, So yeah, that's not necessarily a Miami thing. I think maybe different incarnations of it, you know what I mean? But yeah, the RIP shirts and things like that. And then the other thing that Abby was saying was it was the RIP and it was something else. I lost it now. Joyce Simmons loves all of us, y'all. She said, I love you, Abby. I love you, Really B. I love you, ElTeddy. We love you too, Joyce. Thank you, baby.
Oh.
Yeah, and the thing is that scene, and Ebony, honestly, I didn't think of you in that moment, but once you started talking, I did remember that would be very personal to you. But I think that it definitely could probably have taken that scene, just could have took you there. It was just, I just thought it was so well done. It was so well done. And
I'm always ask some comic relief. So during that whole scene, and I think I figured out, I was not the only one trying to figure out was that a man or a lady when they first started. The one that was singing.
I was gonna ask, was it a transgender?
I was like,
I don't know. And I don't want to be disrespectful. I don't know. I do not know.
But I spent half the time trying to figure out, well,
I mean, because this show does deal with the LGBTQ community, I wouldn't be surprised, but I did not know. And I don't want to be disrespectful or insensitive, so I don't know. Whoever it was sang the hell out that song, no. They sang that.
Sang the hell out that song.
They sang that thing. They sang that thing.
Now is my jam,
honey.
But I know,
honey.
I know.
So okay, yeah, I don't. And Dami, maybe you can be our fact checker because Dami will let us know. So Dami's gonna probably, before this is over with, have a fact check. Shakira says she thinks it was a man, and again, I don't know. I just don't know. So we go from that. Then we realize that David is having one of his moments. And he's kind of knocked back into reality, and we see that.
Not that Xavier says she look like Oha from Coming to America. Oha, she's your queen.
Yes.
Perfection for his desires.
Woo!
Thank you for the. We needed the comic relief, Xavier. We needed the comic relief.
They better bring him back in the.
He is.
He's coming back. Ohio's coming back.
Yeah.
My son works.
The only person that's not coming back is Samuel Jackson. But it makes sense. All he did was rob the McDonald's.
He should still be in jail from the robbery.
Yeah.
He should still be in jail from the robbery.
He'll be in jail 30 years later now. Come on now.
But that's my understanding.
No, he don't rob that same McDonald's 4 times, and they finally got him.
Right. That's my understanding. Now, it could be a lie. They could be trying to surprise us. I don't know. But my understanding is that the only person that is not coming back is Sam Jackson.
And Leon, because she's dead.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
She can't come back.
Excluding the people who physically can't be there.
And what they better not do, they better not try to Aunt Viv us and have somebody else.
And she better not be light skinned neither. Damn it.
Because what's the actress name? Isn't her last name St. Clair? She played the mother in the voice of the mother in the Lion King.
Madge Sinclair.
Thank you. Because she was the voice of Simba's mom in the Lion King.
Yeah.
They can't have nobody else play her part. I'm just saying.
Well, we'll find out. We can do a live review after we all go see it in December. Because is it December supposed to come out?
I thought it was next year.
Is it? Maybe it's next year. Okay.
Maybe they start filming in December.
Maybe. For some reason, December's in my head, but I don't know why. Okay. Back to this. So David is now, we're back in the Ville. They getting ready for the storm. They even had to take down. Oh, that's what I was going to say about the memorial. Yeah, we have had memorials. Like I said in my review, where that memorial sat there long enough that the teddy bears could get up and walk away on their own. Okay. It probably just finally became, Christmas 2020. So it's next December. Okay. Thanks, little baby. And welcome, little baby. I didn't see you come in, boo.
Hey, little baby. Hey, Joey.
Little baby.
So we see them getting ready for the storm. Like I said, even they even had to take the memorial down. Poor thing. They had to take the memorial down for the storm. Now, a couple of things we see going on. The first thing that I want to bring up is Shinobi. Now, I know that this goes on throughout the whole episode, but let's talk for a minute about Shinobi and what's going on with him. Abby, I'll start with you. Shinobi is being haunted.
He is.
Yeah. So how do you feel about what we saw going on with Shinobi?
Yeah, he's being haunted by the ghost of Willie Mae, Earl Derek.
Look at ElTeddy.
we gonna keep adding names onto him like Wendy Williams. Don't do this. Just stop.
Right, like T.S. Madison.
We call him Willie Mae. Like he was born in 1938. Willie Mae. Because you know, if you was born before 1940 and you a black lady, your name might have a male name attached to it and have a May on the end. Try to tell you.
Well, you got two names. Like my grandmama was Mary Ella.
Okay, you know they
Y'all.
But go ahead,
Abby.
Shinobi is continuing to keep up his good acting. And now all he sees is his little brother. Again,
hey Blaze.
I know was that his actual brother?
Willie Derek.
That's his brother.
Was Willie Derek his actual brother?
That's his brother. If you go back to the first
my question is, I know his mama is distraught.
But wait a minute.
She has the kids.
Hold on, ElTeddy. Wait a minute, ElTeddy. Hold on. Finish. What you saying?
I know his mama is distraught, but there's a hurricane coming. You not gonna make sure your other kid is all right? You just.
I feel like she probably gave up on the other one. Shinobi is a whole thug. She probably gave up on him a long time ago.
Thug or not, you don't just throw your children in the trash. I don't understand. Like, okay, maybe that's just me as a mama. I don't care about any of those things. You my kid. The storm is coming, nigga. We gotta go. Get your ass out of this apartment. I don't understand what is.
Go ahead, ElTeddy. Go ahead.
Hey, Christian.
Oh my God.
ElTeddy.
Hold on. We gotta take a slow break because ElTeddy doing his thing.
Put that cloak back in his damn mouth.
I don't feel like I feel like that's either his half brother or not his brother at all. Because that chick is not his mama. She is way too young looking to be his mama.
No, I don't think so.
The little light-skinned chick that was crying and stuff like that, Shinobi looked to be like 20-something.
Okay.
My son is 25.
Exactly.
Y'all make it add up for me, but whatever. Y'all know.
He said I look like I got a 25-year-old. Okay.
Maybe they have the same daddy.
Right.
I'm just saying.
Well, Xavier said the same thing you said. Xavier said that maybe they're half siblings. But I'm almost certain, and I'll fact check myself. But in the first episode, when JG was getting ready to fight Willie Mae's, Derek Earl, Elijah, when they was getting ready to fight, he said that was his brother. He said that.
That could be his half brother. Maybe they got the same daddy, but I don't think they got the same mom.
They could now, and I mean, I I hate to be stereotypical, but we all talking about the hood. So his mama could have been 14 when she had Shinobi.
I was thinking the same thing.
I ain't trying to be mean.
I'm sorry.
I ain't trying to be mean. But she didn't look that young. She looked like she was like in her late 20s, early 30s to me.
And if she's late 20s, early 30s, no. And he looks
she could have been 12. First of all, it's possible. Not to be graphic, I became a woman and got my first cycle at the age of 9. So it's possible.
Just because you got a cycle at 9.
Well, no,
that means you can get pregnant.
When I was 16, but still.
That means you can get pregnant. The minute when a woman starts having her cycle, that means she can get pregnant. I'm not
saying she cannot get pregnant, but what I am saying is that I don't think she was having him at 9.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that she could have been young. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, that's all. Okay, my age.
Okay,
You do.
Anyway, let me get back on topic.
We'll fact check ourselves. But
I almost think that Shinobi, I want to see what happens with Shinobi, because this is a very traumatic event for him. And I see him going one of two directions. I see him either having this event having so much of an effect on him, it changes how he moves, and it changes and takes him and makes him reconsider the life that he's chosen.
He's gonna lead a game,
right? Or him going even more hardcore into that life. But there's going to be no in between. He's either going to say, you know what, this was way too much for me, I gotta stop this and get all the way out.
Right.
Or he's gonna be so hardcore and so jaded about life and so just, done lost it all, and just he ain't gonna care no more and may end up dying because of it.
I agree with that. I agree that he is definitely doing some soul searching. It has clearly hit him hard. This has clearly hit him hard, and he is definitely doing some soul searching. So I agree. I agree that this is going to be.
Well, he ended up taking all of them damn pills he got in that damn apartment he in.
Well, Joyce, he already gay. He just don't accept the fact that he gay. Joyce said, or maybe he going to be gay and be with Miss Elijah. No, he already gay. He don't accept the fact that he gay, but he gay. I'm just saying. Neither here nor.
Now wait.
Now just getting your dick sucked don't make you gay.
I was about to say, wait a minute, because it's Miss Elijah and she's trans, that doesn't make him gay. That's not what that is.
Just because he get his dick sucked don't make him gay. I suck many a straight men's penises. That don't make them gay.
They not straight. They're not straight.
Listen.
Sorry. We're not gonna have that. Let's not go down that rabbit hole.
But I'll talk about this on my live tomorrow.
I don't know her.
No. This is going to be, I'm writing it down.
Right, I need a whiteboard. Yes, I don't know her.
I'm writing this down because this is going to be a topic on my live in the morning. If a straight man gets...
You really got to write the whole thing out.
Filleted.
Come on, conjugate the verb, man.
Another man. Is he gay? Now I'm gonna lose that paper. I'm telling y'all now.
Exactly, Mattress King. And exactly.
So when y'all come to my live tomorrow,
Dami will be in there with it. Dami gonna have it tomorrow.
Make sure y'all remind me that is one of our topics of
Dami. Hey, look. Quiet as this kept. Dami's somewhere fact checking right now because Dami ain't saying nothing in the
chat.
Dami
ain't been up in the chat in a while. So we know he's over there researching like nobody's business.
Yes. Okay. So
okay, Mattress King, but we don't know if he sees a man when he sees Miss Elijah because she goes by Miss Elijah. So even though technically he's a man,
but no. And I got you on this. This was another one of those times where the writers got it wrong. If this is supposed to be, I think we said it was supposed to be like early 2000s, maybe 10 or 11 years ago. I think somebody fact checked us and told us that pseudonym MX, because I have researched that it's supposed to be Miss as an MX, and really be, you probably know this from professional developments in school and stuff like that. That is one of the newer ways when we have those sensitivity trainings and stuff in school about LGBTQIA, and the fact that you got to call a child whatever the child wants you to call them, and you got to mention them by whatever pronoun it wants you to mention them by. That MX is now another pseudonym or salutation, like Ms. or Mr. or Mrs. There's MX, and that is what Miss Elijah's is MX. But that wasn't around, and definitely wasn't prevalent in the hood. It wasn't even prevalent within the Black LGBTQIA community way back then. That is something that has really come to prominence in the last 5-6 years or so, but it definitely wasn't around way back then. I'm just saying.
So Dami is our fact checker who has come through. Dami said that the singer's name is Tosh Regon, and she is a real woman. She's a natural woman. Then we have Justin.
Toshi. There's an I there.
Justin Pate just said the same thing you just said, ElTeddy, that Miss Elijah is spelled MX. And that in interviews they're saying that Miss Elijah's character is non-gender conforming. So we got that. But look, we'll let ElTeddy we'll have that discussion tomorrow. We'll deep dive into what is gay and what is not. We'll get into that tomorrow. Y'all join us at around 9-ish Eastern Standard Time, 10-ish Eastern Standard Time. No. 10-ish Eastern Standard Time over to the ElTeddy channel. Let's get back to David Makes Man. Okie dokie. So then we see David with the little girlfriend with Tara. Poor David. David in his mind was giving her all of his if it isn't love moments, okay? But poor baby, he couldn't do nothing but just throw that little arm around her shoulder. What we got to say about that scene? I think it was very coming of age.
I think it was very fake.
Okay.
I just didn't feel it. Because up to this point, yeah, David likes Tara, but I think that this was one of the parts that I think was lazy by the writers. I don't feel like they did enough to develop the David and Tara relationship for me to really buy the David. I feel more like David got this affinity for Saren than he do for Tara. And I don't feel like they did enough to develop it. I think after the whole dance thing, when they went to the dance and how that went south at the dance, and she didn't see it for him. And then the only other time we saw them really interacting was when he was looking at her when she was dancing over there in the empty apartment or whatever, and he was looking at her or whatnot. That's really the only other time they've interacted. And I think that if they really wanted us to really have this coming of age or whatever, I needed more development or more interaction between them two, because they live in the same neighborhood. And so little boys, when you live in the same apartment complex as the girl who you like and you know she like you, it's going to be more there's so much opportunity for them to be around each other. At least say, hey, and I don't think they gave us enough of that.
What you think, Abby?
In my opinion.
I thought it was cute. And just because we didn't see the interaction doesn't mean that interactions weren't happening, that we just didn't see. And it seems to me that Tara's mama seems like she a real mama. So she always got her good eye on Tara. So I bought it because we don't know, at this point, we don't know what David wants or is attracted to. We clearly know that he has some type of feeling for her. Otherwise, he would have never asked her to the dance. I thought it was super cute. I thought they were going to have their little first kiss, but apparently not. Did David look cross-eyed in that scene to you, or was it just me?
In his head.
I felt like David had more of a connection to Marissa. Now, I thought that was going to be the coming of age, that, you know, that was going to develop the David and Marissa, you know, liking, because Marissa liked him. And I thought that they were going to go down that road with David kind of, you know, started liking Marissa, but they didn't even develop that.
Well, Marissa likes David. David ain't thinking about Marissa that way, I feel like. But Marissa likes David.
Well, remember, David was going to ask her, and then
he was only asking her to the dance to ask him, because that's what made her change her mind. Because when David said, "You want to go to the dance?" and she was like, "Sure," and he was like, "Well, I'm only asking you because my mother said I got to take somebody," and that's when she said, "Well, never mind then, because Marissa is not that chick. You're not gonna ask me as no afterthought." So remember, she likes David. David was asking her because he was like, "My mama ain't gonna stop tripping until I invite somebody, and you the only girl that I talk to, so it might as well be you." And when he first asked her, she was happy because she likes David. But then when David kept talking, that's why I said in my review, had he shut up, he'd have been fine. But then he kept talking and was like, "I mean, my mama said I gotta ask somebody. It might as well be you." She was like, "Yeah, no, that's all right then." And then next thing you know, her and Sarah were going. I think David's confused and he's trying to figure it out. I think David does have feelings, but he ain't figured out what those feelings are and who they're for. Because I do think he has feelings for Sarah, but I don't think he's figured out what they are. But I think that he does still have some, and I don't know if it's what society expects for him. Like, I ain't figured all of that quite out yet. But I do think, and I agree, they have not given us enough scenes with him and Tara. But I just think that David's trying to figure it out. I think he is.
Right. And I think Sarah could be David's person. Not to be borrowing from Grey's Anatomy, like the relationship between the white chick and the Asian lady. I can't think of nobody's names right now.
I've never seen Grey's Anatomy. I don't know what you speak of.
I'm kind of black, and I don't watch Grey's Anatomy too. See the way my melanin is set up, I don't watch Grey's Anatomy.
This show been over 20 years. What you mean?
I know, and I love Shinobi.
Let me just say this. There was a relationship between these two women. Okay, lovely. There was a relationship between these two women. They were best friends and pretty much the mirror image of each other and soulmate. And it was a soulmate relationship without any sexual anything involved. She said and the girl always said, "She's my person. If I'm happy, she's the person I want to talk to. If I'm sad, she's the person I want to talk to. If I need to hide the body, she's the person I'm going to call. Come help me hide the body." I think that kind of soul tie is what David and Sarah have. It may not turn sexual, but I think there is a soul tie between Sarah and David.
The way my melanin is set up,
for fuck's sake. You know what?
And I love Shonda Rhimes, but baby, we ain't doing that.
The closest I came to Grey's Anatomy was that I would catch the last 5 minutes when I was turning on
when we were watching Scandal. That's all we knew.
Yeah,
with that last minute before Scandal.
Well, I would catch the last 5 minutes.
Grey's Anatomy, it only been on this long because white people like it. Let's just be honest.
I mean,
and after Jesse Williams and all of his antics, we sure don't see it for him and all of his antics.
What does Jesse Williams got to do with anything?
Because he's cute, but he have a lot of antics.
Why? Because he left his black wife?
Child, I don't think he ever wanted to be with his black wife, but before he got famous, she was the one who gave him the time of day. And then let me shut up. Anyway, that's another topic.
Jesse, no, as fine as he is, he could have been broke and got all the women. No. Now, if he was ugly,
his wife ain't all that cute.
But
his wife is not all that cute.
That don't matter.
But wait a minute. My point is this.
What is your point?
My point is, for all his fineness, if he had all that going on, he would have a cuter wife. He probably got a little peen, okay? He probably got a real little peen, and that's why he ended up with her. Because when you that fine, I'm trying to tell you, if you that fine and you even got a regular piece of something, they're going to be all over you. I'm just being honest. Now tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying, Abby. Tell me I'm lying. Because if he find like that and got a little pee, what's gonna happen? You gonna
not a damn thing. Sir, can you take 2 steps to the left so I can see the little skinny nigga behind you? Thank you. Thank you. Because the little skinny ones beat me big. I'm just saying.
Okay, so back to David McMahon. Cannot. Anyway.
No lies detected.
Moving on. Okay, so let's go upstairs to Gloria, not figuring out where the hell her and her family are gonna go in the middle of this damn storm. Did y'all peep the move that Gloria made? I said it in my review. I'm gonna see if, and I think ElTeddy, you peeped it. Let me see if y'all peeped it. When she told David, make sure JG gets packed, I'll be right back. And the next thing we saw was her coming out of Miss Elijah's apartment. Did y'all peep that?
Well, I didn't take it the way you took it. I didn't take it as she went over there to get high.
Okay.
She went to get drugs so she could get high later.
I thought she went over there to get a picture. Yeah.
And the reason that I think that is, I think Miss Elijah realized that in previous years back in the day that he kind of didn't do right by her with the whole drug thing. And because Miss Elijah has so much love for David and JG, I don't think Miss Elijah will want her to go back down that road. So I don't think that Miss Elijah is the agent by which if she's getting drug, that she's getting it from. So I didn't take it as her coming out of Miss Elijah. I think that's when she learned about Saren. Now I think they showed us that to let us know that, oh yeah, she went over to Miss Elijah. Miss Elijah probably told her all about Saren and where Saren is and how David knows about Saren. But I didn't see it as that was her getting drugs.
I don't think that's how she learned about Saren. I think when she asked him, when she said, and you don't know nothing about Saren? Now she knows her child if she don't know nothing else. And how he answered her question was not what she asked. He said, I don't know where Saren is. And I think that was the light bulb for her to understand. He knows what's going on. He knows exactly what's going on with Saren.
Well, Miss Elijah and Glow is cut buddies. Those are cut buddies. And you better believe it. If that's my girl, that's my boo, I'm going to be like, child, now David ain't going to tell you, girl, but I'm going to just let you know. Saren went on over there to tell. That's how that happens. It happens all the time. I call ReallyB and be like, girl, you can't tell nobody, girl. Act like you don't know what you find out, and but such and such went on. And she might do the same to me. And so that's how I feel about the Elijah and Glow relationship.
I think she went to go get high. Anyway.
Just a damn mess.
I'm just saying. So, now the landlord lady said, "Why won't you just go to your mom?" Now I'm gonna say this to y'all.
That landlord lady got too much of my business in her mouth for me.
She really does. But let me say this: up until and I'll get to the scene. I'll get to that in a minute. But up until I actually met Glow Mama, I was actually thinking the same thing. Like, well, why the hell Glow keeping them kids away from her mama? Why she won't just go to her mama's house?
I knew by the phone call. I knew when she had that phone call with her mama why it was like that.
Well, I didn't know to the extent of it. I mean, I knew her mama had some stuff with her, but I didn't know to that extent. So what had happened was
What had happened?
So after we left that, shouts out to QB of the Midwest.
Right.
So we're moving. Okay, Justin. Justin said don't go. Justin said don't.
You is giving Glow a whole lot.
Whatever. Joyce Simmons got my back.
On in the episode.
Joyce Simmons got my back. Anyway, so now we see that Glow decided that she was gonna go to the party house, and it's funny because ElTeddy was saying on his review how you know, because hurricanes are just a normal thing in Florida. People have hurricane parties all the time. It's just not that deep. So, and that's kind of how I took that. Like, I didn't take that as that was abnormal because everybody was too comfortable having a good time.
People have hurricane parties. People also have hurricane sex parties. Shouts out to the hurricane sex party. I'm just telling you what I know.
So,
don't ask me how I know. I know what happens.
When I was living in North Carolina, we would have and it was only a few times because Greensboro was so far inland that by the time anything came through there, it was just a lot of water and wind. But one time there was, I don't remember the name of this hoe, but one storm actually was gonna come through Greensboro. And I remember that we all got together over a friend's house, honey, and she had a fireplace in her apartment. And I remember we got stuff for s'mores.
Done.
I hate you so much. I hate you so much.
Done.
Oh, yeah. So much. I hate you. Anyway, and I remember we got stuff for s'mores, honey, in case the power went out. We set a fire in the fireplace, and we had a good time. And I think the power did actually go out at one point, but we were good. We had flashlights and candles. Like I said, we had the fireplace going. We made s'mores, honey. We had ourselves a good time. So it didn't hit me crazy. But what did hit me kind of crazy was Glow fit right in to the family, didn't she? Didn't she fit? Like, there didn't seem to be any awkwardness there that the father was like, you know what I'm saying? It seemed like they were real.
But I feel like that's giving us some insight to the history of Glow, because I feel like Glow and JG's dad had a really good relationship. You could tell that Glow was good with that family. Glow makes sure JG go see his granddad.
Hey,
you never hear Glow talking about David's dad like that. And she probably liked the fact that JG's dad was probably, before he died, you could tell JG's dad was probably there for him. The family liked Glow. Glow liked that family, and that's why she went there first. She probably was high as hell all the time to JG dad too, and that's why she was here for it.
The pills from Miss Elijah. Anyway,
well, we don't know if JG granddaddy his daddy fooling around. Okay, you know what? I'm not even gonna go there. First of all, I have an issue with the granddaddy, and why do you have such a problem with David? What did David ever do to you? That's a child. And then your raggedy ass gonna talk about, do you want me to have some young bucks take him out? Nigga, is you crazy? Okay, you know what? Because at that point, I'm cussing you out and everybody at the table. No. The hell you mean? You want somebody to take him outside?
Because
you want me to take you outside?
Right. Because even when he took JG, when he took JG over there earlier in the season, he didn't seem to like David too much then either. So yeah, there's definitely something there with David. I don't know if it's because the guy does perceive David as trying to be grown or what it really is.
Remember?
Amber, yes. Well, damn, Mattress King. But yeah. So, and we're gonna hop over to Dreadlock Kool-Aid Boy. What was going on down at his house in a minute? But let's finish.
Boy's name is Ray, not Dreadlock Kool-Aid.
Anyway, let's finish up down to the hurricane party. So they get ready to go look for JG, and JG is in the garage talking about how he ain't scared to die. His friend died, but he gangster, and everybody think for about 2.5 seconds that JG has lost it and that he is talking to himself. But they quickly realize
there's a hole in the corner. There's a hole in the corner.
But he was about to lose his virginity. If they left him alone for about another 30, 40 minutes, JG was about to get him some with the hole, with the crackhead hole in the corner.
Not with that big you know what?
You know, it is a statistical fact that most boys lose their virginity to an older woman. And I just feel like
you throwing the Vienna sausage down the hallway, okay? You do not throw the Vienna sausage down the hallway, okay? It don't fit. Okay.
It took me a second to catch that one. Oh God.
Lord. Okay, I'm done. All right.
Y'all throwing the Vienna sausage down the hallway. I'm not doing this with y'all today.
Check. Oh, God. I'll check, please. Check,
so,
please.
At that moment, Glow decided she was leaving. Okay. Now let's go on over to
she was leaving because the girl was smoking crack
house with his mom.
Okay.
Huh?
She was leaving because the girl was either smoking crack or crystal meth.
Right. Yeah. She was like, yeah, I can't do this. I'm about to get up out of here. So let's go on over to the other side of town. We already saw earlier in the season that Ray got a good little thing going. They live in a nice house in a nice neighborhood. Mama got a good job. We find out some stuff about Mama, but we'll get to that later. Mama ain't as stupid or as naive as we thought Mama was, but we're going to get there later.
Thank God.
Right. Okay. So.
Hey, Mattress King, what you look like? Can you help me lose my virginity, Mattress King?
Shit.
I mean, he was talking about helping somebody lose their virginity.
The views of ElTeddy are his views and his views alone, and not those of Really Be and Ebby reviews. Oh, Father God, I gotta give a disclaimer every time.
Thank you, Ebby. So
come on, Justin Pate, precious Lord, help us through this. Me too and him too.
That's me too and him too. Okay.
Oh, precious Lord, help us on this line.
No, help you. Help you.
No, it's y'all. Got that little boy get raped by the little girl.
I'm just saying. I just felt like that's the direction that was going.
Wait,
JG
was
shooting his shot.
Did this on several lives. If you look at the actor that plays, it's like an African name, Adi Chike, some African, something I can't pronounce.
Oh, now you want okay.
He is real cute in real life without the little dreadlock, Kool-Aid dreadlocks.
Oh,
sexy piece of dark chocolate. Probably built like a tripod with 3 legs. Anyway, go ahead, Really Be. You were talking about something? I forgot. I was kind of distracted.
I was talking about we were over to Ray's house, and Ray think he chilling and gonna ride out the storm, listening to his little music, and then Mama busts his bubble and say, "Yo, Uncle on his way over. I gotta go make some mofongo." Honey, I think Ray pissed his pants in that moment.
Little bit.
So, Abby,
yeah,
what were you thinking in that moment about Uncle coming through? Because we know that was a lie. Uncle just wanted to come through and talk to Ray. We know that all that business trip was canceled. That's some bullshit. He was just coming through there. But what you think about that scene? And then when we had the special guest at the door, what was you thinking in that moment?
I believe my exact words was, "Oh shit, here we go."
Yeah.
Yeah, I was waiting for. I was like this.
Yeah. When they said somebody was at the door, I knew who it was. I was like, oh boy. So
yeah. And then Desmond,
can I add to this too?
Sure. I was great.
Sure. I think that we don't give Ray enough credit.
For
and
what?
I'll tell you why. Because he was not prepared for his uncle to come, and definitely wasn't prepared for light bright, turn on the magic of colored lights.
Yes.
Okay. But he successfully got through and got the plan that him and David had worked out before. Because I'm sure he thought that he was going to have to maneuver that or figure that out, how he was going to get that to work itself out later on. And when the opportunity presented himself, he definitely made a way to make that work out. And that's why I wholeheartedly am in tune with believing now that this has all been a setup going all the way back to the beginning, where Ray has always been making a path and a way for David. always. And I think his dad probably told him that. And I definitely think that this all plays into that because he had to find a way to get that plan to work out right, off the cuff without knowing that they would be there.
Go ahead, Abby.
I could have sworn I said that last week. Y'all was looking at me like I didn't know what the hell I was talking about last week when I told y'all they was plotting on that boy last week. This is the plan that they set up last week when they said we both got the same problem. We just need Uncle Tio worried about that problem. And the problem is Desmond.
I agree. You're right.
Yeah, they set up this plan. I think the plan got a little fast forwarded because I think that was always what he's going to say to his uncle when he saw his uncle. He just wasn't prepared for the uncle to come at that point.
Yeah, agreed. I agree. And I agree. And I when we get later on in the episode, I have another apology to make. I'm gonna get there. Okay. But you're right, Abby. You're right. You're right. So, and because I'm gonna be honest with you, it took me a second to figure out what Ray was doing because I was like, why is Ray antagonizing this mug? Like, why? Like, what are you doing? Why do you keep, calling him a bad daddy and deadbeat? I was
I saw what Ray was doing. See, Ray knew.
I didn't at first.
Ray knew point blank there wasn't an ice cube's chance in hell that I don't care what Ray did. Teo was not gonna let Desmond do nothing, not in his sister house, not in front of
definitely, yeah.
So it was open season for Ray. Ray could go in and let have, just like when they were out there, and Ray kind of went back and forth with Desmond when they were out there in the middle of the courtyard, and at the Ville, I think it was last episode. And you saw them go back and forth, and he kind of pushed back before they got arrested. Ray knew that was around the time that they come and get him all the time anyway. I think Ray was I told y'all, I believe Ray works with the police anyway. So he knew they was getting ready to come anyway. So he wasn't afraid. That's why he felt like, well, come on. You can go do what you want because the police on their way anyway. And who came right after that? There they go. So I definitely feel like he was amped up because he knew nothing was going to happen to him.
Now, Dami says that Dami believes that David is setting all of them up, Ray, Tio, and Shinobi. What you think about that?
Desmond, well, they think they said. Well, I think he's setting the uncle up to get rid of both Ray and Desmond. Shinobi, I'm on the fence with because right now Shinobi ain't nobody's nothing right now. He ain't no threat to nobody right now. He is a broken toy sitting in a corner.
But that makes him a threat because he's a wild card. That makes him a threat. Nobody knows what's really going on with him at this point.
I don't feel like David is setting up Ray. I think Ray and David have already had that conversation. Because if you look at how David talked to Ray on that phone, that wasn't no talk.
Right. Like, David is already the man in charge.
Right. That wasn't no we on the same level type talk. That was a talk like, nigga, I'm in charge here, and I'll let you know how this gonna go down.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't feel like Ray has a reason to set up. I'm sorry, David has a reason to set up Ray. He might have a reason to set up Teo, but I don't know that he has a reason to set up Ray. And I think that Ray may be working with David because he wants David to help set up Teo so he can get from underneath the grips of his uncle.
Right, but I think David is also using Ray to be his stalking horse. So he's the public face of everything that's going on. You don't never actually see the real boss making moves.
Right. What's up? Hey, DJ Kool-Aid and Lisa. So let me ask y'all this because this was something that sort of confused me a little bit. And I said it in my review. And y'all let me know what y'all think. My question is, did the uncle fully go for it? Or did the uncle and Desmond come up with this plan and they're playing Ray and David when David thinks that they bought. You understand what I'm saying? Because remember when they left the police station, Desmond was like, I need to fill you in some things on your nephew. So the uncle, I feel like the uncle, yeah, he hesitated and all of that, but I feel like the uncle went along with that a little too easy. And I feel like that whole thing with Desmond showing up and going, I feel like I just feel like they playing each other right now. I don't know who's really. I don't think the uncle fully fell for it. I think the uncle still got his side eye at Ray about the money and the scripts and all that. Like, I don't think he fully fell for it. I really don't. I don't think he fully fell for it. And so at this point, I don't know who's playing who.
I can agree with that. I think they all may be playing each other.
Mm-hmm.
I think that, and I hope the writers are better, right? And I'm going to believe that they are. I don't think that the writers are dumb enough to make us feel that David at the age of 14 is going to be able to outwit and outsmart all of these people who've been in the game, especially the uncle who've been, in the game and in the business long enough to know, come on now, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I do think that it's going to eventually both sides, like you said, are going to be. I think both sides are going to end up playing each other.
Yeah. So that's going to be the thing that I'm going to be looking at for next week. Because again, I'm not 100% sold that the uncle bought it. I think the uncle is pretending that he bought it and going along with it. But I'm not 100% sold on the fact that the uncle bought that, All right, so let's get to the Ebony. Any last words on that whole scene that went down, or anything you want? We'll get back to the conversation that.
Wait, Shinobi was sucking off Desmond. Wait, what?
What?
Wait, what?
What? What if Shinobi told Desmond when he was sucking him off what he heard David and Ray saying in the car? When did Desmond and Shinobi have a moment?
Wait, when what?
When did that happen?
That?
I only saw Shinobi.
That would have been
happened,
What had happened?
What was it? Dami.
You're gonna have to help a sister.
Wait a minute, Dami, are you one of the writers? Are you trying to tell us something? Did we miss something? What happened? You always fact checking us and we don't understand. What episode did this happen in?
We might have to bring Dami onto the panel because I'm like, because see, Dami be knowing stuff, so he might have read that somewhere. I don't know. So, Abby, before we move on, because we're gonna get to that last scene, because we'll get to that scene. But before we move on, let's talk about the revelation that we learned about Dreadlock Kool-Aid mom. We found out some things.
Thank you. I'm just glad she's not stupid. I'm just glad she's not stupid. Because I was really feeling some type of way that her son leaves the house every day. And all you say is, find a job. And you're not concerned with your teenage son being out all day, every day. Nobody knows where he is. Nobody knows what he's doing. He has copious amounts of money. And there's no explanation going on, and you just all right with that. That just didn't seem right to me. And I'm so glad that Mama used to hustle herself, so she's not stupid. She know what's going on. She didn't want this life for him, but at this point, clearly there's nothing that she can do to stop him from doing what he gonna do. So I'm just glad she's not dumb, and she hit to the game. And I wanted to say, ElTeddy, did you see? Okay, because on the AfterBuzz recap, they said that Desmond had a relationship with the mama. I didn't hear that. I didn't see that, and I don't know where they got that from.
He alluded to it. He alluded
right to be. He's like, you keep playing around, and then I'll be your daddy. Take your mama out on a date is what he said. He didn't say nothing about ask your mama about me or anything like that. So I was so confused.
Because that's when Ray lost it and came after him with the knife when he was like, ain't that right? Something like that. Yeah, that's when
take your mama out on the date.
I didn't feed too much into that. By that point, I was kind of already over it. I was like, because I don't see it for the uncle. I don't, and maybe I would see it for the uncle if he was cuter than me, but he's not that cute to me. So whenever he come on camera, I'll be like, "Child, please get off my screen."
I need you to be more than on the surface. I need you to get past that. I love you. Don't do that.
So were y'all shocked? Okay, now I wasn't shocked, to be honest with you, because I said that. I think I said that when the episode we saw with Ray living the good life and his mama. I was like, his mama, because I mean, she clearly knew she was dating a drug dealer. Like, she ain't stupid and she's not naive to the game. And so I wasn't. Were y'all shocked to find out that she was in the game? No, we ain't gonna talk about no la. Were y'all shocked to find out that mama was in the game?
Nope. And then mama says she started doing it over the counter. So the mama might have some connection to Glow with the prescription drugs.
I think the mama just meant she just stopped selling drugs and became a nurse, and now she does prescriptions. I don't think she's actually doing anything illegal anymore.
I think so. I think that the way I took that was that, you know, she just switched up her hustle, but that she was very much, you know, like, that's how you think me and your father met. Like, nigga, what? Like, whatever.
Unless she is the reason why the uncle had them samples of them drugs.
I think that might be where the uncle getting them from.
Joyce, light skin dude ain't Haitian. He's Jamaican. He's not supposed to be Haitian. He's supposed to be Jamaican.
Yeah, he's Jamaican. I did think about that, Ebony. I said, well, maybe that's where the uncle is getting those samples from, that, you know, that the mama got some sort of hookup down to the hospital or the clinic or whatever. Now, I did think about that. I absolutely thought about that.
Well, we will see.
So, all right, so let's talk about this last little scene. Now, let me say this for myself. This was probably my second least favorite episode. Episode 2 is still my least favorite. And I'm gonna tell you, my first reaction after I watched it was, oh my gosh, this episode, I didn't like it. But then as I was doing my review, I realized that the majority of the episode I was cool with. It was this moment, it was the scene with the mama and Glow, and that whole scene was very forced. The dialogue was horrible. It really didn't make a lot of sense to me because, again, had they been sort of dropping breadcrumbs throughout the season about how horrible Gloria's childhood was and that maybe she had been abused or molested, then maybe that scene wouldn't have seemed so forced. But it just seemed very forced from the very beginning, from when she first got there and the mama was like, you just gonna let the storm catch you? All right, well then just stand there then. And it just, from that point on, I just was like, this is so weird.
Well,
because wait a minute, because Abby was saying that you made a comment in the group chat that it didn't really bother you that much. So I'm gonna come to you first, and then I'm gonna let ElTeddy, because I know ElTeddy didn't like it either.
Okay, so for Ebony, the molestation with Gloria wasn't a surprise to me, because I caught it when in the episode just about her, when she was on that bus and that man was wrapped around that girl, whispering in her ear, and it looked really inappropriate. There was a way older man with a younger girl, and he was whispering in her ear, and Gloria was looking at her, and then the little girl morphed into the younger actress who played Gloria. So it's like Gloria was looking at herself, and that's when the light bulb came on for me. She's been molested. So when when she had the conversation with her mother, and instead of her mother being helpful about I need my social security number, she gave her the 15th degree and then gave her a bunch of shit instead of just saying, oh, I don't have it. Oh, you're going to have to go da-da-da-da. Or instead of being helpful to your child, you just gave her a whole lot of shit to eat, even though you can clearly tell that she has a plan. She's trying to do the best that she can. So help your child. So when her and the mama got together and what occurred, none of it was shocking to me. Maybe I inferred a lot because I've seen toxic relationships between mothers and daughters. So none of that was shocking to me. I wanted to punch Layla Rashawn in her face. I really did. Because I'm like, bitch, what? First of all, bitch, okay, it's one thing for your child to come to you and say, this is happening. And if you don't want to believe it, that says something about you, but okay. But it's a whole nother thing for you to walk into a room and your husband is laying on top of your child. And you just walked out the room like nothing happened? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Did you think it happened to you and you thought that was okay and that's what's supposed to happen? Are you so desperate to keep a man in your house that you just allow anything? The fuck is wrong with you that you thought that was okay? What is broken in you that you allowed that?
ElTeddy?
I can't allow y'all to fix her, but I sure wanted to rearrange all of her teeth in her mouth.
Oh, okay.
It just is what it is. Now, I know y'all didn't enjoy it, so let go and let have. Go ahead, ElTeddy.
Go on, ElTeddy.
You done, sweetheart? Because you got
baby.
Real,
yes, sir, I'm done. Yes, sir, I'm done.
Real animated just did.
It's because I have a child who was molested, and when I found out, I was prepared to go to jail that evening. I had my 22 and I had a knife and I was going to find him. And I was prepared to go to jail that evening. You don't put your hands on my kids. Not ever, in any way, shape, form, or fashion. It doesn't go, that's not what this is. So
I'm with you. I'm 100%
if it wasn't for my mama, y'all probably never would have met me because I'd have been at the correctional facility in an orange jumpsuit.
Hey, I'd have put money on your commissary.
I appreciate it. I'd appreciate it. The noodles is expensive.
Got you. ElTeddy, give it up.
Is it my turn?
Yes, sir. I'm sorry. I'm gonna take it back.
I have not muted you tonight. Look at that. Look at God.
God.
Okay, so I might have that same vigor as you have had the acting been better. I've never seen it for Layla Rashawn. She's always been a horrible actress. She's never played a good role. She has never done anything. She should have her SAG card revoked and rescinded. She has never done anything. She's never played a role where she was credible. She's never played a role where you felt sympathetic to her. I couldn't even be mad or be angry about her character because it wasn't believable. Why would I even get myself all worked up over something that was half-assed done? She's always been half-assed. And I had to focus on the fact that she had got fat. I mean, I later found out that she got fat because she had lupus. And I'm sympathetic to her lupus, but I'm not sympathetic to her horrible acting. She had, she was a horrible actress before she even got big and we knew she had lupus. She's awful. She's horrible. And I know she's an executive producer of this show, but just because you put money behind the show don't mean that you need to have your face in front of the camera. I'm sorry. I mean, Michael B. Jordan is a actor that is an executive producer, and I would love to see his fine self, and he's a much better actor than she is, but he decided to stay behind the scenes. And she needs to say her garbage ass behind the scenes. She's horrible. And I'm upset at you, Abby, for allowing yourself to get wrapped up in this and make it seem like it's believable. Nobody believes her. Nobody believes this story. We didn't believe the little crocodile tears that that Glow had. And she all crying and her feeling. And oh my God, you let him lay up crying.
First of all, you gonna throw oranges and call her a raggedy bitch next? What you?
My turn. Even a little slap. She tried to give David, talk about when David alluded to him being a mistake. Obviously, he was a mistake. The slap wasn't even believable. Y'all can cut this whole scene out of there. They taking airheads or annihilators or whatever they taking from behind a picture that's
Starburst
20 years old or something like that. Come on now. Y'all better stop playing with me. This whole scene, Lita Rashad sitting up there, and Lita Rashad go, that wasn't even good writers for her to say, oh, he was laying on top of you, and he was just on top of you, just trying to make you be quiet. Be quiet for what? Girl, if you don't, Lita Rashad, even at the door, at the whole, oh, go ahead and stay out there. Girl. I couldn't even get worked up. Now I would have been with you in a 15-minute tirade all about how horrible Glow's mom was, but I can't have that tirade because the heifer was horrible at her acting, and I don't even want to spend this much time on it. Can we move on to what was the best part of the episode, which was at the very end? Because I don't even want to talk about this foolishness. The whole scene from the grandma house was pointless. We can move on. I don't even want to talk about it. And yes. I'm done.
Okay. My edges is still here because I could have sworn he just snatched them all up.
He snatched them. ElTeddy, while you are black screen, read some of the comments because some people had some things for you, sir. So you read
somebody put my Cash App in the chat so I can buy some new edges because ElTeddy just snatched them.
Drop the Cash App so that Abby can get some new edges. Okay. So that Abby can get some new edges. Let me say this. I can concede when I'm wrong. It seems as though everybody believes that the professor is David daddy. The mama even got a picture of the boy. So I'm wrong. Sky not the boy daddy.
Bless God. Yes, when you know better, you do better. Look at Jesus. Won't he do it? Won't he will? First of all,
I'm still holding on. But
okay, I'm gonna let you say you delusional, but I'm gonna let you have that.
But I have to just give it.
I also wanted to punch Layla Rashad in the face when she talk about some. You should have did something to make that man marry you, bitches. You
made
crazy?
Him marry you, right?
Are you drunk? What's wrong with you?
Can I tell you how pissed off I would be at my mama if she got a picture of the man who denied me and my son in her house, like they cool, like they still friends? How you got a picture of him?
First of all, I broke up with my son's father. My grandmama had a prom picture. She cut him out of the prom.
It wasn't even good writing for me. Because, baby, I would have simply took JG out the room with that skank and moved to another room, then go over there with the mama with her level brand of fuckery. No, ma'am. If
she should have let JG cuss her all the way the fuck out is what she should have done.
JG said,
it was worse for her.
But you fucking talking about my daddy.
Huh?
I'm talking about JG hit her with the finger.
Right.
You fucking about my daddy.
For her to go to her mom's house than it was to let they live in the hood. JG see people smoking crack and stuff all the time. Y'all live in the hood. Now you all of a sudden church in your feelings because he watching this lady smoke crack. Y'all live in the hood. Girl, if you
I don't think it was about JG so much, it was about her. I don't think she wanted to be around the temptation. I don't think it was JG.
She was already high. What you mean? She was already high. What you mean?
Ended up having her take drugs anyway. Girl.
Okay, let's talk about that. Because because I didn't get it. Now maybe y'all can break it down and make me understand. I didn't get the pill. I just didn't get that. I mean, was he just tired of fighting? Did he already think she was getting hot? Like what? I didn't get that. Oh, and ElTeddy, to answer your question, that was a heating pad. Women know what that is. Women know what that is. That's a good old fashioned pad, baby.
With them giving her the pill, I think was this. I think it was David has said to himself, you know what? Is she gonna be who she is gonna be? Because remember that conversation that he had with Dreadlock Kool-Aid a couple episodes ago, where he said your mom gonna get it from somewhere anyway. Might as well be from me. And I think David has succumbed to the fact that Glow can't do it no more. Glow, he's like, listen, I'm gonna have to raise JG. I'm gonna have to pay the rent. I'm gonna have to do all this stuff. Last thing I need is she already going through it with her mama. She already remember David is always, and I mentioned this in my live, not my live, my review. Whenever David sees his mama starting to get angry or upset or hurt, he always says something or does something to deflect her energy or to deflect and come up with a new topic. And he saw that it was at the point now, it was nothing he could say to her to make her get in a better mood, to make her change. She was over it. She was done. And he said, you know what? I ain't nothing. It might as well go ahead and let her go. Here you go. And just he had succumbed to it. There's nothing else I can do. So here you go. Because I don't need to see you in this kind of pain. That's just what I saw in that episode, that scene right there.
I just didn't get. I mean, I hear what you're saying, and that could be what it is, but that whole scene just confused the hell out of me. And let's not even talk about them eating the 20-year-old Starburst, Laffy Taffy, whatever the hell that was. That whole, I just didn't get it. Now, I understood the conversation she was having with him. She was letting him know, look, I know you're selling drugs. That's not what I wanted for you, but you're doing what you feel like you got to do. And then the whole thing was Siren. I get it. I did get that.
Talk about the Siren scene at the end.
Yeah, that's gonna be the last thing we talk about. So are we? Anybody else want to add to the Glow? The Glow, David,
she been getting high since the episode after she lost her job, and he knew she was gonna start withdrawing, so he gave her a pill. The end. Anything else?
Oh, I didn't think about that. That he was worried about her going through withdrawals. Okay, I didn't think about that. Okay, all right. So here's the thing about the Siren scene in the end. Question: who you think Siren's with?
That's not his dad.
Talked about thing in my comments. Shouts out to the people in my comment section because they be going in my
to the officials. Oh, that's what we call Teddy's people, the officials.
They be arguing. They be ready to argue in my comment section. But I immediately, because I'm a pessimist, went down the wrong road. From the way they tried to hide who this person was, this guy was, I didn't take it as being David's dad. I almost thought, because I thought to myself as, okay, who's he staying with? How is he getting money to make ends meet for himself to live and eat and all of that stuff? And so I took it as, is he selling his body now?
That's what I think he's with a trick.
It makes sense because he's already been getting molested by his
so nobody thinks this person was part of the Trans Underground Railroad.
Maybe he is, but they did not let me know, so I automatically went down the wrong road.
Well, we know it's not Star, because if it was Star, they'd have showed us it was Star.
Right. No, I don't think it was Star, but I think this may be the person that they had to Star off to. Nobody said Tampa was his final destination. They just said that's where he was.
His father lives. But I'm thinking that when he got there, the daddy ain't want him. Or, you know what I mean? Like, I'm thinking that when he got there, it didn't end the way he thought it was going to end. Because I do think he was going to his father, because I think in his mind, he felt that his father would want him or he could live there. And I mean,
the whole Rainbow Railroad.
I think it's a trick.
The Underground Railroad.
But we know that his mama don't think his daddy is. We know the mama think the daddy ain't shit. So you don't think the mama been telling him your daddy ain't shit this whole time? So he may think his daddy ain't shit. So he wasn't going to be with his daddy. He was just trying to get away, and anywhere away from where home was good enough for him. So Tampa could not be his final destination.
I hope that he's not, but I think that he is. I think he would have tricked.
I thought it was a trick too. And I thought it made sense because guess what? And I've said that I think it's something else with the stepdad. And call me a cynic, call me weird, but there's more to that stepdad story than we know.
I agree with that. I don't know what it is, but I agree.
Now, I said in my review that I would hate to think, because you saw that they were sitting on the opposite ends of the bed from each other with no interaction. And my thing was, I would hate it if the only reason the stepdaddy was with the mama to begin with was because he wanted to get to Saren.
And I would hate to think that maybe Saren was okay with it. And that's why.
But I don't think if he was okay with it, I don't think he would have told David.
If he done ran away to get away from the mom and has freedom now to, let me stop connecting dots. Just connecting dots.
Joyce Simmons says tricks don't buy food. TD Bunton said it's not a trick. So some people don't think it's a trick. I don't want it to be, and I hope it's not. But that's kind of what I think, y'all. And again, maybe it's like you said, ElTeddy. Maybe I just got a negative mindset. I don't know. Maybe I'm just negative.
We got that good time syndrome where we think everything is bad.
I know I'm dated.
I always see the glass half empty. So I know I'm a pessimist. I know I always see the negative. So, you know.
I am, and let me say that, and this is the last thing I want to talk about because this was the second most talked about thing in my comment section too. People are so afraid of it not being picked up for season 2. And I said to, and I think I talked about this on my review, that I think what happens is a lot of shows like this, it takes time for people to catch on, and you see a lot of people catching on to the show, and a lot of people, and it's going to be one of those shows where perhaps over some of the holidays and some of the times where people have time at home, Thanksgiving holiday and different things, times like that, where people can say, oh, let me go binge watch this because I heard about it and so forth. Maybe OWN can do a marathon on a Saturday or something like that, where people can binge watch. And they can say, oh, because the word of mouth will start to, do his thing. And I think me and you talked about this, really be how a show that happened too with that All American show. Nobody was featuring that show when it was actually on television. And a lot of people watched it when it came on Netflix and they binge watched it and got into it. I know I only watched it because the baby.
That's what happened. I didn't catch it. I caught it. I binge watched it this summer.
I did too, because the babe told me, oh, you got to watch this. And I was like, I guess. So we got something to watch. But I think that may happen with this show. I don't see, OWN is not the kind of network that does the one and dones. I just don't see Oprah doing that at this point, especially with the name recognition and the people that are behind it.
I mean, y'all keep getting new seasons.
Right. And it's a whole lot of shows, those Tyler Perry shows, they got multiple seasons, and them things was garbage.
Shout out to Tyler Perry in the opening of his new studio.
Shout out, but some of them shows was garbage. And
well,
other people.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree.
Yeah, I think we talked about. Well, I talked about that earlier in the week. Yeah. All right, you guys. So, any predictions for the season finale? Who wants to go first?
Abby.
Just like a deer in headlights. Okay, predictions for the season finale. Somebody gonna end up dead. either Desmond or Shinobi. I'm not sure which. Flip a coin and pick. I think G may fall into the game. We gonna really see the depths of Gloria's addiction start to ramp up. And hopefully we find out what the fuck is going on with Saren. And it's not bad. That's my prayer. ElTeddy.
Predictions?
I do think that Ray is going to die. I think Ray is going to die. But one thing that I think that we're going to find out is, I think what's going to happen is David is going to get into Hurston, and then he's going to have to make the decision not to go, or he's going to be left with the decision. Do I go to Hurston, which is a school where I think you have to stay on campus? Or do I not go to Hurston and take care of my mom and JG and stay in the game and in the life? And he's going to be stuck, and there's no more Saren there to help him parcel through this decision making, and he's going to be left to his own cognizance to decide, do I stay at the Ville and sell drugs and help my family, or do I go to Hurston and help myself? Has he already made that decision when he decided to do away with Sky and go with Ray? And that's another thing. So I think that's what's going to happen. And I also think that something's going to happen with JG. I'm not saying JG is going to die, but I think something's going to happen with JG that's going to force David to make his decision to stay. Because I don't think he's going to go to Hurston. I don't think he is.
I definitely don't think he's going to Hurston. And I don't know if it's going to be that he doesn't get in or if he makes the decision not to go. But I don't believe he's going to go to Hurston. I do believe somebody's going to die. And I do think it's going to be one of the top three. It's either going to be Desmond, Ray, Shinobi, or Shinobi. Somebody put in the chat that Shinobi may kill himself. I wouldn't be surprised if Shinobi went that route either. Hold on, real quick sidebar. Tip 54. OWN did cancel Love Is. The reason why they canceled Love, because they have renewed it for a second season. I love that show too. They have renewed it for a second season, but they ended up canceling it because the showrunner, Baraka Akil, one of the co-producers, what's his name? Baraka Akil, he was accused of sexual misconduct, and so they canceled the show.
Oh,
so that's why. Because Love Is had been renewed for a second season. So anyway, I'm sorry. Back to this. So yeah, I do think that now somebody said that David is going to go look for his father. I think that might be a storyline for season 2. I think they're opening the door for that, but I don't think that's something that's going to be addressed the next episode because we only got one episode left, and they can't flesh that out in one episode. But I do think that if there's a season 2, I do think that's something that will be explored in season 2 because they sort of open up the back door.
So is the season finale going to be longer? Or is it just going to be an hour?
I don't know that it's going to be longer. Prior to this last episode, the writers have been great about packing a whole lot in and not making it feel forced. Mm-hmm. They have been able to do that, which is why I think we were so let down with this episode, because they tried to pack a lot in and it did seem forced and it did seem like they were trying to do and tell too much, and they usually can do that and not make it feel that way. So I do think that it'll probably be just 1 hour, but I think that they'll be able to go back to what we know and love, which is giving us a lot in just that 1 hour.
I think it will be more because a lot of times you see that.
I'm sure Dami can fact check
shows where they only order. Huh?
I'm sure Dami can fact check and let us know how long the last episode will be. I'm surprised he ain't told us already.
Dami, I'm sure Dami will let us know. usually with new shows, you see it a lot. Now that I'm reviewing shows, I actually pay attention. With new shows, that first season is usually only 10, anywhere between 8 to 10 episodes, because when a network decides to pick up a show, they usually only order 10 shows, especially of reality shows. And I know this isn't a reality show, I'm just saying. They usually only order those first 10 shows, and then they decide to renew it, and then usually that second season is longer, usually. So it's only 10 episodes this season, but I believe that if they do pick it up,
already fact check 1 hour.
I believe that we'll get more episodes. Dami says that we'll be an hour earlier next week, but not sure if it'll be any longer. But it'll be at 8 o'clock instead of 9 o'clock. Okay.
No, he didn't say an hour early. He said an hour only.
Oh, I can't read.
Jesus
Damn.
God. You get like Tracy now.
I'm having a Tracy moment.
Yes.
Hey y'all.
Come on, T-Speaker Iman.
Tracy gotta be at home.
Lord. Watch this. I went back and watched the Gentleman's Panel, and I even laughed at me talking about Animal Diversity Lab with the specificity in Silverback Gorilla.
You rude.
So rude. All right, we're gonna shut this down. I don't know. Look, like I always do, I'll invite y'all to after show. I don't know what ElTeddy got going on. You know, the Bay may be on his way over.
No, the Bay is not on his way.
I don't know what Ebby got going on, but I'm gonna shut this down, and I'll go back live for about another hour just to see what Jay the Nerd must be asleep, because I ain't seen him all night, and you know he got to work, so he must be tired. So we're gonna shut this down, you guys, but you know, in about another 5 or 10 minutes, we'll be back. I don't know who's gonna be back with me, but we'll be back. All right, y'all. Thanks for coming through. As always, I enjoy you guys. Peace.